Mum run morning. No, it's a selfish Chris decision because it was actually raining this morning, so she's gone for a run, and I'll hopefully go for a ride a bit later. Firstly, can I make a super controversial? I may be removed from the cyclists' institution for this actual comment. Cafe breakfasts are completely overrated. That's not me being like some sort of precious vegan that's like, oh, they only eat that. I don't get the organic. I wake up hungry, okay? I always wake up hungry. So the concept of then going out and waiting an hour or two to get a meal that doesn't quite satisfy me. The only caveat to that comment is when you have kids, every single meal requires industrial sized cleaning after it. Even like a slice of toast. 3/4 of the toast are on the floor and you're spending 20 minutes cleaning up after the meal. Yeah, we'll just go out for said meal. Normally it was sushi, and we would pretty much destroy said area we were in, and you kind of do that really, yes, we're finished, thank you. Walking away from like destruction zone, but you're walking away from it and you're not cleaning it up. No penny bridge. There used to be, can someone in Ireland still tell me, is there a bike shop? Maybe there was a bike shop not far from me, just on the north side. Yeah. That's actually where I bought my first bit of lycra.
Psychology.
Yep. Made a loaf for me the other day, she did. She made this loaf and she put some vegan protein powder in it.
8 ounces flour, 2 ounces of sugar, 2 scoops of vanilla powder, teaspoon of baking powder, 1/3 of a cup of rice bran oil, teaspoon of vanilla essence, a teaspoon of cinnamon, 2 generous tablespoons of apple sauce, which I use instead of egg as a binder, a standard can of apple pie filling, which I then blend further so that it's easier for Chris to digest on a bite, handful of sultanas.
Do I have 3 or 4 hours this afternoon? 3 hours and 30 minutes it is. So yeah, Strava have a new feature. A new Strava routes feature for premium members. I'm going to put into this 3 hours, 30 minutes, and I'm gonna let it take over. This could be interesting.
Could this be junk or not? I'd suggest it will probably be junk. Sorry, Dan, this will be junk. So sadly, ladies and gentlemen, we have not reinvented the wheel. I'm at Akuna Bay, where I was yesterday. Okay, but there's actually some interesting stuff here. So, look, riding in Sydney, there are certain roads you can only ride at certain times of the day. Just the nature of a metro city. So whilst actually the route out here wasn't that dissimilar to what Jesse and I rode yesterday, it was pretty dangerous. So it brought me Roseville Bridge in the middle of the day. Now, a few people who I think knew me beeped and were like, what the hell are you doing out here, Chris? That's what I was doing. So unfortunately it brought me that way, but it's not all bad. It then took me on a really interesting, really effective backroads route, which popped me out towards the top of Forest Way. I'll 100% use that. That was sweet. So clearly some wins and losses. The other losses is, okay, not to blow too much smoke at my ass, but I put 3.5 hours in and it gave me a 70k route. No. So will this be my last vlog on a phone? Will it be down there next time? We shall find out. So really interesting. Thank you so much for all that commentary and experience about using the phone. It's not looking good from what I'm reading from it all, but we're gonna try it, guys. The quad lock is ordered, so hopefully it'll turn up next week and we'll have a crack at it, all right? I am just so surprised there isn't a killer app out there. Like, everyone's kind of saying, yeah, I'd use my phone, but there's no app. So yeah, shout out to any young up and coming app developers. This could be a good space for you.
I'm slipping away, so don't let me go, nah, 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 nah. I'm all up in that love haze, so where do we go, nah, nah? Just let me know that I am safe here in your arms. I wanna stay, stay. I'm slipping away, so don't let me go now. Your love is exceptional, it fills me up, it's out of control, out of control. Oh baby, I love the rush, it overflows, it's out of control, out of control. I'm in love, yeah. I'm slipping away, yeah.
So there will 100% be cars behind me as I chat to you here. I don't know if you guys have noticed this, but it's so community sports, school sports not back yet. But I mentioned this in yesterday's vlog. The amount of traffic on the roads, it's just insane. A lot of it is people, I think, who have kind of rediscovered like getting out and doing stuff on a Saturday and Sunday, which is awesome, isn't it? Like, instead of just hanging out at the pub all day on the pokies, look, there goes another family of bikes on the back of a car, which is so cool. Flip side is, it's more cars on the road on the weekends, which for us lot is not that enticing. Look at this. Like, there was like a queue to come into Akuna Bay. Oh well, people getting out and about, which is cool. Right, I'm flapping about, let's do something.
West Head just gave me a really good chance to ride to a certain power number, which reminded me, guys, you bob me in the questions all the time about how to ride with a power meter for training purposes and that type of thing. And obviously, I'll do something way more specific about that in the future. But just what was really noticeable on the weekend was people out at West Head. A lot of people on time trial bikes, a lot of people with really nice time trial bikes, and the way they were riding with them. And they were riding hard, and they were trying to do, you know, training efforts and that kind of things. And I just wanted to almost challenge you guys, if you are in that position, to really, I suppose the one thing I wanted to say about training with a power meter or anything like that is try and ride to a number. And I'm not saying that to, you know, be a metronomic Chris Froome or anything like that, but it's effectively what your power meter is there for. It's very good for looking back at your data and all that kind of stuff, but challenge yourself to maybe ride to a set number for a period of time and get used to the concept of what a constant effort is. And that's where big sort of training leaps can start to happen. It's super basic. I understand that. I'm not talking about zones. I'm not talking about anything. I'm just specifically talking about trying to ride to a number, because what you will find if you're just starting out with a power meter is how much your power varies on different terrain. And hopefully just some of these little clips here, you kind of saw, anyone who knows West Head, it's quite up and downy, but you'll probably see that I tried to ride that very much in a 330, 320, 330, 340 zone. I've kind of surged a little bit too much here, but see the gradient changed a lot. So my challenge to you there, guys, is if you're starting out with a power meter, it's really, really basic. Just try and ride to a number for a period of time and get used to that concept.
One puddle. I got one puddle, Catherine, and look. You know what? Is it recovery shake or is it straight for G&Ts? I don't know.
Is that a question to me?
Yes. Like if you make gin and tonics now, I might just skip this. Or we just go gin in the protein shake. Hello.
Gross.
Hello. All right, thanks guys. Yeah, keep the comments coming about the phone. I don't think it's gonna work. But we're gonna try it. But I don't think it's gonna work. See you guys.
Here's a question for the end of the vlog. Males, which way do you go? To the left, to the right, or cut lunch. Don't comment below. You know what I'm talking about, Alex Abel.